I must be very far away from home. And it is not that is. And it is not that it's... It is not that it was winter yesterday, and it is a complete summer now. It is about the environment. Of course, the summer is usually like green and hot, but here everything's just like in real life. Everything looks like it was taken from paintings of Russian landscape artists of the century. Don't judge me. The grass is just too lush. The bushes are not like what bushes should be. They're so thick that you can't see anything through them, like treetops, honestly. And the trees themselves. The forest was quite far away, but the trees looked as if they had closed their even ranks and were now just waiting for an order to advance into the fields and plains. I caught my breath and looked at the bus, which was now barely visible. That was a good run. I wouldn't have made it that far. Fear took over me once again, and those power lines... There must be people here. But what does that mean? In fact, that means nothing at all. Even hell can have power lines. I mean, maybe. Baking and roasting the sinners is too old-fashioned. I must have reached the point of no return, after which you should either lose your mind completely or finally try to understand what is going on. While I still have the choice, I should rather pick the second option. I agree. Do that. I slowly headed back to the bus. Of course, it was frightening. Thunderbolt and lightning. Very, very frightening. Mamma mia. But I'm not likely to find an answer in the fields or the woods, and this wrecked bucket of screws is the only kind of link that I have with the real world. ... I should carefully scout the area. Dunna! Secret agent. Sovioniak means owlet. Okay. Thank you. That didn't change anything for me, really. A brick wall and its gates crowned with Savoniak signs. Statues of pioneers at the sides and the road again nearby showing the bus route. Number 410. The trip's taking a bit too long today. I see. I smirked. A person must start acting inadequately in extreme situations. Something like is probably happening to me right now. Yeah, that's not just me. That's actually just bad translation. This place doesn't look abandoned at all. No rust on the gates, no damage to the walls. Savoniak. Guys, we're learning Russian today. I hope you're ready to be depressed while learning Russian, because this story got sad, and now it's just confusing. What could have a name like that? Judging by a pioneer statue, could be a kid's summer camp. And this camp seems to be working. Of course, the simplest explanation logically explains nothing at all. The strange girl, the altered bus, summer, the pioneer camp. Thousands of theories went through my mind instantly, from alien abduction to lethargic sleep to hallucination to time and space shift. None was worse than the other, but there was really no way to pick a single one. Then it all came to me. I can try to make a phone call. I took out my cell phone, dialed the first number from my contact list. Of course. Cell phones, they don't actually work when you need them to work. But instead of signal strength bars, the screen was showing a thick cross. They're trying to switch religions. They're trying to force them into religion. You can't do that. This is, well, nope, never mind. This isn't America. This is obviously, I want to say Russia so badly, guys. Alright, there may be no signal in such backward country place. Though I cannot be the only one who got here. Buses don't go on their own. I checked the bus from all sides to make sure that it wasn't hallucination. Bits of dirt on the bottom, some rust here and there, faded out paint and worn out tires. No, this is definitely a very ordinary Icarus. Yeah, exactly the kind of bus which takes you to the places beyond your understanding if you carelessly fall asleep. I gave a nervous chuckle. It came out by itself, sporadically, because it wasn't the right place or time to laugh. But where on earth is the driver? I cautiously sat down on the curbstone beside the bus and started waiting. ... My patience didn't last long. My anxiety seemed to have reached the top as I started going slightly mad. In such a situation, anyone would have probably felt something similar. Aliens, parallel universes were gone from my imagination, leaving only void and darkness. Dang. I don't even know what I would do in this situation. I'm not sure yet. It's pretty odd. But I like things that are odd. I like things that are weird. Is this how it will all end? How my life will end? But I wanted to do so much. So many things that I had no time for yet. I was taken by the idea that was definitely the end. But why? It's not fair. Surely I'm no worse than anyone. God, why? I mean, if there's no one around, what's the point of pleading? Tears were burning my eyes unbearably. I curled up and started rolling in the grass. Why? What did I do? Why me? But my outcries were only heard by speechless statues of pioneers, and by a bird on a tree which immediately flapped her wings and took off, having cried something in its own bird language, as if laughing at the idiot who dared to interrupt it after dinner nap. At least I was breathless with my weeping. At last I was breathless with my weeping, and just laid quietly, sobbing from time to time. ... And this is really getting bad. After a while I managed to pull myself together. Mine cleared up a bit, as if terror and the fear of death gave me a little break. All in all, if someone wanted to kill me, what is this for? What is all of this for? It doesn't look like an experiment either. If this is some crazy coincidence, then it probably carries no threat. Anyway, for now, it seems there is no danger. The panic was soon gone. Of course, the blood was still pounding in my head. All of my hands. All of them. How many do you have? And my hands were still shaking, but at least I could think clearly now. Gosh, I'm bad at reading. Not sure why I chose this game. I can't read. I no speak inglese. Right now, there's nothing I can really change anyway. So, no matter how much I think or get mad, it would only make things worse. There's no point making guesses until I get some facts straight. In any case, I won't learn anything by lounging around here. Okay, we're back here. This camp, if of course it is really a camp, looked like the only place people would be, so I decided to walk there. And hardly have I reached the gates when a girl came out from behind them. Oh, hi! You're wearing a pioneer uniform. My logic didn't let me down this time. There you go. You do that. Then again, pioneer uniform in the blank century. Don't judge me. And then again, girls here? I froze, unable to make a step. I felt very much like running away. That's what I do from girls. Just don't talk to them. They're mean, and they're just mean. They'll hurt you. Just run. Running as far away as I could from this place. Far from this bus, gates, statues. As far from this bloody bird with its siesta. I actually know that word. I took 2 years of Spanish. Don't you sit there and judge me. Just run. Free like the wind. Faster and faster. Like the Flash, just zoom, you're gone. He didn't say that. Waving to the planets passing by, and winking to the galaxies. That sounds nice. Run, becoming a pulsar ray and turning into vestigial radiation. Run to face the unknown. Run no matter where, as long and as far away from this place. Meanwhile, the girl came closer and smiled. She's gonna hit you! I could not help but notice her beauty, even though I was trembling with fear. Human instincts work despite of consciousness, and while only 5% of the brain is responsible for cognitive processes, the remains 95% are always busy sustaining life, and in particular, ensuing stable functioning of the hormonal system. Thanks for just long-windedly saying that you enjoyed how she looked. She's good looking. I don't know, she's got huge eyes. I desperately wanted to get less complicated and stop thinking in formal quotes from the encyclopedia, though my thoughts appeared one by one being stupid out of place, as if taken from an internal monologue of a hero of some junky softcover crime fiction book. At least it's not like a pornography book. Sorry, continue. A pretty Slavic face. Slavic. Does that mean we are in Russia? I don't know enough about Russian people. I'm sorry. Long braids looking like 2 armfuls of fresh hay and blue eyes in which you could drown. That doesn't sound fun at all. Hi. You must have just arrived. Hi, Pioneer Girl. Oh, God. I'm scared. I'm spooked, so I'm not gonna reply. I was froze in astonishment. The girl looked perfectly normal. She even had human appearance, but I still could not utter a single word. It's too late to run. Did I say anything wrong? It cost me so much effort to give an answer. Yeah, you said something wrong. You said hi, and then run away. Just say that and run away. What? Oh, nothing. I mean, I've just arrived. Nice save. You nailed it. Man, talking to girls is hard. I replied quickly, fearing that it was me who might have blurted out something wrong. Alright then, welcome. She smiled broadly. Strange, it looks as if I just had a normal girl in front of me. Bah, I shouldn't have returned here. The woods and fields seem better. Yes, get away. Don't, she's scary. But what shall I do next? Try to speak with her as if she was a human, or run away, or whatever? The blood was pumping unbearably in my head, tearing it apart from the inside. A little bit more, and the poor pioneer girl would be splattered with the hideous contents of my skull. That sounds like fun. What's funny about that? The girl gazed over me. It sent shivers down my spine and my knees started to tremble. Nothing. Great then. Great? What's great about that? Suddenly I felt like letting it all be. The bus behind me, the winter yesterday and the summer today. Take off the itchy pullover and just believe, oh, well, okay. That it was all real. That it was all meant to be. And that it all, at last, was for the better. I don't know, man. She's spooky. And you must probably know. You should go to our camp leader. She'll tell you everything. Look. You go straight ahead to the square, then turn left. You'll see small cabins. She pointed at the gates as if I knew what was behind them. There we go. I spoke some English there. Dmitrievna. Okay. Thank you. Can I ask someone where Olga Dmitrievna's cabin is? Gosh. I, got it? Oh, of course I didn't. And I gotta go. Oh, I told you, she's a spooky ghost. She's disappeared. Oh, God. Oh, God. The girl waved her hand at me and disappeared behind the gates. Yeah, she just vanished. She's a spooky ghosty, and you should run away. It seemed as if, for her, I was something ordinary. She's a spooky ghost, and you're a spooky ghost. End of story. And all this show with the bus and the travels and walking or sleeping were troubling only me. While here, everything was just like it was supposed to be. Camp leader, pioneer uniform. And they're making historical reconstruction here? I hope I wouldn't find Lenin standing on top of an armored car at this square. But even that would not surprise me right now. After standing alone for a while, I headed into the camp. This place looks bad. Looks like a place where spooky ghosties would live. And spooky ghosties aren't good. Don't go there. Mere 50 meters ahead, small one. Story house has popped up on the left side. The billboard near the door said clubs. I was about to come closer. Ah, more spooky ghosties! When the door suddenly opened, a short girl wearing pioneer uniform came out. Her pretty face gave me an impression of bearing a torment for the fate of the whole mankind with a truly universal sorrow. As soon as she saw me, the girl froze as if frightened. I froze too, considering that was the best to do. To approach first, or wait until she shows me initiative. Or maybe run away after all. Yes, just run! Get out of there. It's spooky, there's ghosties. Run away forever and never come back. Although this was my last option, was constantly suggested by only myself. Excuse me. Was suggested only by my self-preservation instinct. At least that's what I'd like to believe. Not the worst human instinct, but one far from being the most logical. If this instinct played poker against deductive abilities, the result would be predetermined.